Andrew Schlag is about to enter the deal room. Over 500 deals closed and 10 years of experience. This is the room where deals get structured, money gets made, and closers are created.
Boom. Hello there and welcome to the deal room. You are in the right place. So today we are doing something new. And we have a VIP deal room. The VIP deal room is a Zoom session. I can see you, a couple of you, on my screen. And when you have a question, you can type it in the chat. And I can actually bring you up on the main session with me. And for those of you watching the live stream, welcome. We have a lot to cover today. So what I'm doing in the deal room, 2 important notes. Number 1, by the way, figuring out this new tech, bear with me. We do have some really cool things in the works. We have some new tech that has showed up, and our tech team will be setting up, so it will continue to get smoother. But with the live stream segment and with the additional segments, we are able to figure it out together. So ask your questions, and we're going to figure it out. I'm going to be doing live dials. I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be showing you how to break down deals step by step. And my objective here every single week as I'm doing live dials is to not just tell you how to do the business, but show you behind the scenes of me actually doing the business. I'm getting notes that it's quiet, brother. Leo is incredible. Thank you so much for being here, man. So everybody say what's up to Leo. Type it in the chat. Let's start out this way. How is your energy level? 1 out of 10. Type it in the chat. So I can see how your energies are. And there we go. And Truca team, I believe, Gail, you are on here. Keep a close eye on everyone who is in here. Make sure that we have everything muted so that we can continually have good quality sound. And then if you have a question, you can raise your virtual hand if you're in the Zoom room, and we'll come to you. And you can type it in the Zoom room chat. All right. We got lots of 9s and 8s. Michael is a 10X. That's what I'm talking about. Carrie's an 8. Malik is a 9. Heck yeah. Todd's a 10. Marlon's a 9.5. Tim's a 9. Of course you are, Tim. You submitted deals for me to call. I love that. Joey is at a 10. Nice to see you, Joey. Maryland's at an 8.5. You will soon be up to 10, my friend. All right. Type in the chat. How is your audio now? Are we better? Audio still low. All right. We're going to start dialing some leads. I want to show you, as we break this down, I'm going to show you how I structure these deals. I actually have a really cool calculator I'm going to be using for the first time as well. And should I figure out how, I'll be sharing it where you guys can watch it. If I don't figure that part out, well, sorry. All right, we're going to dial. First off, I have a lead here, a brand new lead I just got from Judith. Shout out to Judith. She's always sending leads. So we're going to start off dialing this person. The objective that you're going to hear me talk about as we're negotiating these deals is how do we continually get consistent lead flow? How do we continually have conversations? No leads, no business. And then how do we continually lead those conversations to contracts? All right? So let's start dialing. Lead number 1. Toughest part, getting them on the phone. So hopefully this person answers. Oops. All right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey there, it's Andrew calling you back on your Franklin house. Give me a call or text at this number. Interested in buying it. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. And we're going to send him a text. Hey there, it's Andrew, interested in your Franklin property. When do you have a minute to talk? So always make sure that when you are calling sellers that you follow up every call with a text. The fortune is in the follow-up. All right, let's go on to another lead. We're going to dial here. Something I want to point out as we're dialing these leads together. The next one's Ethan, one of our incredible mastermind members. This one is in Indiana. We like Indiana. And after I dial a few of these, hopefully somebody answers. After I dial a few of these, I'm going to give you guys 3 segments. I've been doing that in 3s, and I've been showing you guys 3 at a time how we do these deals. 3 different key strategies, 3 different key tips every single week. And something I want you to know as VIPs, as we're hanging out in the VIP room, I want you to be giving your feedback of what you most love and what you wish I would go deeper on. 3838. All right, this is a house on Fox Hollow.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
All right, we're going to send them a text. We'll dial one more, and then I'll teach a segment, and we'll dial some more. Hey, it's Andrew, interested in your property you had for sale in Bloomington. When do you have a minute to talk? Simple, short, to the point. So here's the number one key when you are calling sellers. Be clear, concise, and to the point. Clear, concise, and to the point. What do I mean by that? Make sure that you are having conversations that lead to a conclusion, and preferably a rapid conclusion. In other words, forgive me, this is crazy. I just seen on the news, Charlie Kirk got shot. Lord have mercy. That's craziness. One of my incredible team members, anytime there's major news, texts. Wow. I'll have to pray for him. That is crazy. Interesting enough, and I'll share this just because that kind of threw me off when some crazy news like that comes in. It's unbelievable when these things happen, and I'll share this with you just because it's crap. I'll share this with you because I think it's important to share. But I remember Leo and I, we setting up our first Airbnb ever together. We bought our first property together. We're setting it up and praying Charlie's going to be good. We're setting up that Airbnb, and I share this because whoever it is, whether it's someone close to you in person or whether it's a famous figure, when the attempt happened on President Trump in July, all of those things happen. Sometimes it takes you just a moment to set you back. It's a major thing. And growing up as a preacher's kid, my dad would often be involved in preaching funerals, and it would cause me often to reflect and rethink. And I share this with you, not to be morbid, but Leo and I are driving down the road, and we're sitting there in the car just driving, and on our way to the home goods store to get the materials for the setup, we come across a brand new, wasn't even a traffic jam yet, a couple cars in front of us, a truck with a horse trailer had come to a screeching halt. And I'm going, oh my gosh, what could be wrong, to cause a truck with a horse trailer to stop at such a rapid pace and kind of jackknife, and it's all out of whack. And we're looking, and it appeared that 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds before we got there, in a matter of less than minutes, that someone had been up on that upper bridge and had leaped off into traffic and had been hit by this truck and trailer. And I share that because it every time something major happens, it causes you to take a quick reset and ask, or it does me, and I constantly ask, major life instance happened to me when I'm in my late teens and I'm in ICU. Another one when I nearly lost everything in 2019 and 2020. And you have these moments and you say, wait a second, why the heck are we even doing this business? And this is so important. And the reason I wanted to go ahead and share this with you, since that breaking news had just happened, is we do this business so we can help more people, right? Never let the thing that you are getting into to serve you, to serve your growth, to serve your business, become the thing that sucks up your entire life. In other words, never let the thing that's supposed to give you freedom take away your freedom. And I share that because I think it's such a powerful thing. It's like the ocean. Real estate investing is like the ocean. You get the right boat and you go out on it, it can take you places far and fast. But if you hop in with no life vest, it can suck you in and spit you out. And so in this business, that's why I spend so many hours hanging out with you guys. Of course, prime example, every Wednesday live at noon PST, 3 EST. We hang out live and we dial your leads because I want this to be a business that allows you to live your life of purpose, to give back in the way you desire. So that's my speech on that. So make sure this business is serving you. All right, let's dial somebody else. We're going to keep dialing until somebody answers. Number one key, get to the conclusion. When you are on the phone with a seller, ask the question, what's the least you'll take on price? The big three. What's the least you'll take a month? And what's the least you'll take as a down payment? The big three. And fourth, of course, term. What's the longest they will give you to pay them off in full? We get to those key questions, now we have a potential deal. Before that, we have nothing but a house for sale. This is Tim's lead. We're calling your lead, Tim.
Hi, you've reached 304-279.
Hey, it's Andrew, interested in your house on Kimberly Drive. When do you have a minute to talk? All right. Something else I want to share with you as you're doing dials, I often call it the unsexy works that makes the money. Because I remember sitting there, now I get to hang out with you guys and I'm doing it. I get to teach and talk and have fun. But I remember sitting in my office alone doing these dials, and it was just monotonous. Why the heck am I doing this? Nobody's answering.
Hello?
Hey there, it's Andrew calling you back about the house you had for sale. Is this Ron?
Yeah, so we talked yesterday, right?
You talked to Lori, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Did I
Yes,
catch you at a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I'm Lori's partner. I was interested in it and just had a couple more questions. My understanding, you already moved out to California?
Not exactly, yeah. But
Okay. So is the house empty or occupied, or what's the story?
It is empty. It's like a rental house, actually.
Got it. Okay. And what's got you looking to sell? Just the fact you're moving to California or something different?
No, it's just yeah, it's a regular like a sale, some part time to move on,
Yeah. Okay. If we could work out the details here on the price and the terms, would you entertain doing some payments over time?
I don't know what that means.
So basically the way we normally do it, so we buy houses two ways. We, of course, pay cash and fix and flip them sometimes when they need a lot of work. But most of the time we buy houses like this, good house, good area. And then what we do is we buy it, we grant a price now, we close with our real estate attorney. We become responsible for the maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance. And then we pay you every month until we pay you off the $400K cash or whatever we agree amount as a purchase price in full. So it's just a delayed cash sale. Is that something that might work for you?
I still don't. You said what do you need to pay me monthly? I thought it was like a one-time deal, right? It's a sale and close and we move on, right? Can you explain that pay me monthly thing?
For sure. It's a real common way of doing it. It's just called owner financing. So let's just say for the sake of conversation, let's say we agree to pay you $390 for the house, right?
Yeah, for example, yes.
For example. And we buy it from you, and then we start getting the tax bill, we start getting the insurance bill, everything comes to us. We're responsible. But then instead of paying you off in full, we pay you over time. You net more money that way. So let's say, for example, we pay you $1,500 a month. We pay on top of that taxes, we pay on top of that insurance, but you get $1,500 a month net in your pocket every month until we pay you off that $390 cash when we resell the property.
Then, okay. So will everything will be end until you sell the property. Say like everything will be by what? Say for example, if you pay me like 1,000 or like 10,000 a month, then you will pay off, for example, 2 years.
Yeah. So so if we paid you like $1,500 a month, for example, we would pay you every single month. And our whole business model after we buy the house from you, Ron, is and you're a landlord, so you'll get this. We buy the house from you. We turn around and we sell it on a lease with an option to buy. Meaning we find somebody who needs none of your tax returns. Maybe they're self-employed. Something bad has happened. Maybe they got medical debt that dinged their credit. We put them in the house. They rent it for a period of time until we fix whatever's broke with their credit and they pay us off. So that's how we make our money.
I think I understand now. So basically, we like to like a clean sell and buy and close. Like after everything close, we are going. Otherwise,
Do you need the money for anything specific, or just want to be done with it?
We just want to be done with it.
Okay. So if I could make sure that you're totally done with it, we close with our real estate attorney, all the documents protect you, would you be open to giving us some time to pay you off in full?
No, we like it to have because we like to have a regular sale, and say we go through escrow, we go to final, and after 2 weeks or 10 days, whatever, here to go, and then we take the money, you take the house, then we don't talk again. I think that's the deal we like to go.
Well, gosh, I was hoping you'd be my friend. I wanted to talk again.
Yeah, no, we kind of like these, the regular real estate transaction, So
got it.
I think
if we paid you cash, because when we do that, of course, it's usually below value. I know this needs some updating. How much work do you think it needs to be in like tippy top shape?
You give me you give me a number that we can do. I mean, the house was built in 1984 and is moving ready. Of course, you can upgrade whatever, you can put 10,000, you can put 100,000 to it to make a. But the house so far everything is functional because the people, the renter just moved out at the end of August 31st, moved out, and we cleaned everything. We checked everything. We repaint the walls, and everything is in living condition.
Okay.
Like I said,
what did it rent for when you rented it?
Why?
How much did you get every month when you rented it?
2,000.
2,000. Okay. 2,000 a month. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, because our cash offer would, frankly, probably be insulting, because the only way we buy and pay retail, which we do often, is by doing payments over time, like I talked about. So I'm just going to note to give you a call back maybe in a couple weeks, and if it's still on the market, we can have a conversation again. And in the meantime, if you get a cash offer, then that's definitely the best way to go.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. We don't want things dragging. We just normal transaction, clean cut. From here, I take the money, you take the house, then shake hands, goodbye, and talk to you soon. This kind of thing.
You gonna put that cash into the markets or buy more properties? You got plans with that?
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Think that over, but we'll talk again soon. We'll see how it goes. I appreciate it, brother. Good talking.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So a couple of notes there. By the way, if you have a question, type it in the chat or raise your virtual hand. I'll bring you up. Let me note this down. Always take good notes when you talk to the seller, by the way. If Lori's on, make sure you note down to follow up with him in 2 weeks. And guys, that's what the whole objective of this is. There's 3 conclusions that will happen every single time. Either A, it's an absolute no-go, dead deal. They cuss you out and hang up on you, right? Like that's the option that happens almost never, but it can happen on rare occasion. And then there's the other extreme, the dream scenario of the seller saying, yes, I agree. Nothing down, $1,500 a month, $390 purchase price. Let's go. Cool. Next step, send purchase agreement. Get the freaking deal done. Then you have that middle, probably 80%, maybe 85%. And that middle 85% is exactly this. All the way from he's a no-go for now. I don't know how Aloha, Oregon is selling right now, but it's very possible that in a month when this house has been on the market and had a couple price reductions, and I want you guys to remember this, time and circumstance change every seller's mind. So after it's been on the market for 30 days, he doesn't have a debt, but he has taxes, he has insurance, he has to mow the yard, he has to do all of this crap. So after it's been on the market for another 30 days and he sees another couple grand go out in holding costs and then another 30 days and finally he looks at it, he drops price to $375. It's still sitting there and he's going, because it's a dated house, it's a rental. And he's finally going, my gosh, maybe I should make more money over time. Then they are faced with the decision, because what we do as real estate investors is we just have 2 solutions. There is the majority of sellers who want all retail, full cash, just like he just explained. And when they do, God bless them, there's nothing we could do for them. Then there is the minority of sellers who will entertain either A, payments over time, or B, which by the way, A, payments over time, usually nets them more money. Or they're willing to just take a quick cash offer. Those are the 2 categories we're looking for. Are they willing to take payments over time, or are they willing to do a quick cash offer? If the answer is yes to either one of those, we've got ourselves a potential deal. Otherwise, we are out. Not a thing we can do. There's no reason to spend hours talking about it and underwriting it and running comps on it and thinking, gosh, is there a different way to structure this? He's already told you, I want to be done. I want my cash. I asked him 3 different ways. Would you take payments over time? Every time he said no. Move on to the next. In 2 weeks, Lori will shoot him a message and say, hey, is the house still available? Before she does that, she's probably going to look it up online. Who knows? Might be price drop by then. Time and circumstance always change. And maybe he gets a cash offer. If so, that was best for him. God bless him. He should take it. Don't become attached to deals. That's why we don't overstudy deals before we start negotiating them. All right, let's see. We're going to call Jesse's lead in Columbus, Ohio. Are you on here, Jesse? If you could, is Gail in the house? Gail or Ricky, please make sure that we moderate, letting people in. Thank you so much. All right. This is Jesse's deal in Columbus. I'm going to give you a second point. So number one is get to the conclusion. We don't make offers, we ask questions. Number two, by the way, as I'm sharing these every week, I want it to be another writer down or another takeaway, another aha moment. In fact, today at the end, I'm going to ask you guys, what was a aha moment you had? So be listening, be thinking. When I'm on the phone with sellers or as I'm sharing with you guys, be watching for your aha moment because I want to hear some good ones.
You've reached the voicemail for Doug Ryan. Please leave a message and I will return your call.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Doug, it's Andrew. I was calling you back on the Dale Avenue property. I was interested in buying it. Shoot me a text. Let me know when's a good time to talk. Thanks. All right. We're going to now shoot him a text. Hey there. Interested in your house on Dill Avenue. When do you have a minute to talk? All right. This is Tim's lead in Raleigh. Mr. Tim, part of our Freedom Life family. So glad you're here, man. Got to get one more good conversation. Ask great questions. We don't make offers. We ask questions.
Hello, Ray Chalker.
Hey, Ray. It's Andrew calling you back. I was interested in your Bartons Creek Road property. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, Andrew. How are you?
I'm awesome. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay, cool. I was calling you. I think you told my partner a couple days ago, and you're asking $939 for the property, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and my understanding is you're looking to sell it because you moved or are moving for a job, right?
Yes, we're relocating for a job. That's correct.
Okay, cool. And if we were able, Ray, to work out the details on the deal, would you be open to some sort of owner financing or us paying you over time?
We prefer to just do a straight out sale of the house, traditional. And I'm not sure, definitely my wife and I are open to discussing terms, but ideally our situation would be better suited if we were able to sell the home and not particularly interested in owner financing.
Okay. You have a debt on it, from my understanding, for like half of what you're asking. Is that right?
Not half of what we're asking. No, we have we have an outstanding mortgage payment that we still owe on.
Okay.
We have not been in the house for 2 years. It was an unexpected relocation. But in our situation, it would be to our advantage, tremendously to our advantage, if we were able to go ahead and just unload the house and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. If we, how much is your monthly payment on the debt?
I actually, because of the job I've taken, I'm not able to share certain personal financial details.
Okay.
I know that sounds strange, but I work for the federal government.
Okay.
And with that being said, I know, and I think if I remember correctly, you're because the way for you to shape a deal has to do with current outstanding financing and that type of information. And unfortunately, I can't really share that with you.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, we just, so you know, breaking down and totally respect the job situation. That makes sense. what we normally do, Ray, is one of two things. We, of course, 20% of our business, we pay cash, fix and flip, houses that need a crap ton of work. 80% is we buy houses like this that are in great shape. We pay fairly close to retail. I'm not a realtor, so no 6% commission. And then we do that by paying over time. Let me ask you, if we were to work out, I know you want to prefer to sell it cash out. If you don't get an offer cash out and we were to agree to some type of overtime payment, what kind of monthly payment might be acceptable to you till we paid the full $939 or whatever we agree off in full?
Probably around 3 per month would be the acceptable.
Per month. Okay. And then what's known, like we're not realtors, there's no commissions. And then we would pay the closing costs, both our side and yours, closing with our attorney. What's the least you would take on price, right?
I mean, that's an area that probably we need to have a joint call with my wife and I to talk through it. We really, it's currently valued when we looked at it around 1.1, 1.2 million. And we priced it to sell, took out the realtor fees and put it down to 939. So we feel like that's a pretty fair price for it, especially considering some of the other sales in the area. So that's really what we're looking at, staying in and around there. Like I said, somewhere between that 939 range. And if you looked at realtor fees, we built in with an expectation of possibly having to work with a buyer agent. So, you might look at a percentage here or there, but 939 is really where we think it's a fair price.
Makes sense. Okay. So maybe like the kind of realtor freeze flexibility, but that's a lot of F's. But outside of that, pretty solid. That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If we did work it out, what's your wife's name, by the way?
Wendy.
Wendy, right?
Yes.
Wendy. If me, you, and Wendy got on a call and you like us, we like the house, we're on the same page to move forward, and we worked out the details, pricing and all that, how soon would you be looking to get the deal wrapped?
Oh, I mean, within, 30 days is probably the 30-day close.
Yeah.
That seems to be kind of the what most people are able to do. I think we actually closed in 21 days, but 30 seems to be the average. Yeah,
21's fast.
Yeah, it was fast.
Very cool. Okay. Well, we're definitely interested, if we could work out something in that 3 a month range and in that low 9s range, highly interested. Should our next steps be getting a call scheduled with me, you, and Wendy, or where would you like me to go from here?
Well, we definitely let's do that. Let me talk to my wife tonight, and let me get again your name. I think your associate, when I talked to her, if I remember correctly, it seems like it's been a couple weeks. I can't honestly remember. Your name again?
My name is Andrew Schlag, Schlag.
Okay, and you are you East Coast, or I know, again, I mean, you an investor, I completely understand. Are you on the East Coast, or are you not on the East Coast?
Right now, I'm sitting at my second home in California, but my main residence is in Louisville, Kentucky. So.
Okay. Yeah. So you technically are East Coast, I guess. Yeah. That's fine. I just didn't know from arranging a phone call. Would we be looking at East Coast time or West Coast time?
West Coast.
West Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm let's see, this is Wednesday. I'm available tomorrow around the same time as this, or also Friday. I'm very flexible.
Okay. Let me look at Friday, and then you said tomorrow, Wednesday, you're available around 3:30 Eastern time, I guess 12:30 Central, or I'm sorry, Pacific.
Correct.
Okay. And could I text you on this number? Is this a good number to communicate? Or?
Yep. That's perfect.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Mr. Schlag, let me talk to my wife, and then we can respond and see about maybe setting up some time. I don't know. I don't know if tomorrow will work, but Friday is a much more likely option. But definitely, I think we'd like to have a conversation with you to understand, and then kind of see where we go from there.
Perfect. Sounds good. I'll wait your text and look forward to chatting with you and Wendy soon, brother. I appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the call. I appreciate your interest.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you, and bye.
Boom. All right. Way to go, Tim. I don't know if Tim's in the house, but Tim, make sure. Gail, could you send a message? Tim's one of our Freedom Life members. Can you send a message to Tim and add to the notes there in my sheet that we need to follow up with Ray no later than Friday? Ray and his wife, Wendy. Give me a confirmation you got that note.
I just want to confirm Tim McCallaby, right?
What's that?
Tim McCallaby.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gail. All right. So, takeaways from that call. Actually, you know what? Put some aha moments in the chat. I'm going to give you guys a couple more nuggets. I want to give you guys this lesson because this is really freaking important. What was some takeaways that you got from that call? We're going to have to start doing cash giveaways so people will get better takeaways. Michelle will kill me. Shouldn't have to chase you down and Venmo you money. But maybe we'll start doing it. Who wants to vote for cash giveaways? Yes? Tim's here. Hey, way to go. Gail's going to be texting you. Shout out to Gail. All right. By the way, I know there's a slight delay, but I'm waiting for these votes. All right, Vanessa. Vanessa's got a good takeaway. Good. Started out sounding not interested and ended with a follow-up call. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to share with you these important notes. These important notes are, number one, you notice the pause. You guys should write this down. The pause. This is massive, especially when you're dealing with someone like this in a $1 million house situation. You're going to notice he said to me, I would really like to sell it traditionally. You notice he didn't say, oh, no, we're just going to sell it outright. He said, we would really like to sell it traditionally. I would really like to make an extra $10 million today. It doesn't mean I'm going to, right? So just listen to that language pattern. Listen to what people are actually saying, the pause. So instead of saying, oh, I got it. Thanks, man. Thanks for your time. Can I call you back? Instead of interrupting, I paused. And he goes, but, you know, and then he kept talking. Ask the question, pause. Secondly, write it down. Ask the if question. Ask the if question. You're going to hear me talk a lot about this when we're together in person in November. For all of you who are coming to, we just got the location nailed down. It's in Dallas, Texas. Shout out Dallas. All of you who are coming to know Dallas in November, and we're going to be hanging out together, you're going to hear me doing these calls. Ask the if question. If we can work out the details, what's the least you would take per month? I'm not saying that you're committing to monthly payments. I'm just asking you, if you did, what's the least you'll take per month? Get to the if question. And then, very smart guy, so we actually had to ask less questions because he's familiarized in a way with the process. Said, I can't give you certain information because of my job. Got it. I respect that. I will tell you I do have a debt, and I will tell you that I need to get $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. Cool. So because of that information, he then tells me he needs to involve his wife. So this is where we fall. That's part of that middle 85%. Schedule the follow-up. Vanessa, I know you're in Dallas. That's why we're having an event there just for you, my friend. I'm joking. We picked November 7 through 9. We got a lot of Texas folks, and we are going to be in Dallas, Texas, November 7 through 9. Michael? Michael says, takeaway is listening closely leads to being able to possibly provide options that can still make the deal work for both sides. Absolutely. Amanda says, listen to the answers you are given and respond appropriately. He may be willing to provide the information you ask if he can find a way to do it without causing issues with his employment. So true. You notice the $1.1 million valuation. He said the house is worth. Okay. All I have about this house is the address, the notes that Tim put in, and the knowledge that the seller says to me it's worth 1.1. I'm pulling it up on Zillow right now. I'm looking at lot lines, and I'm going to share this with you just because it's what I see. So hide the address. You guys can see this, sort of, lot lines. So we go to the lot line segment in Zillow, the house next to this one. So here's how we do comparables. The house next to this one just sold for $1.1 million. The subject property is 4 beds, 3 baths, 3,030 square foot. The house next to it just sold for $1.1 million. The house next to it that sold for $1.1 million is 4,203 square foot, so a little more square footage, 4 bed, 4 bath. So a little more square footage, so not a true comp. That is also an old comp. Looks like it sold a couple years back. All right, let's see what else we got. He believes 1.1. He may be true. He may not. Oh, another 1.1 million straight behind it, almost touching the land. That one's 5,000 square foot. Now, that's interesting. By the way, when you get into the little bit higher priced houses, sometimes they are a little more difficult to comp. So I'm not overly worried about that. So the objective, though, of course, we don't want to overpay for the property, is to find out if it's true. Another piece of this, by the way, to note is land size. When you get into these higher prices, sometimes they come with some land. So in this case, let's see how much land we got. Boom, 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 boom. We got 2 acres. That's some value. All right. So the objective with this one will be to follow up. If it's a win for him and it's a win for Tim, to buy it for $3,000 a month, nothing down, let's call it $900 purchase price, and to sell it on lease option for $999, for example. Who here thinks $3,000 a month, principal, interest, taxes, insurance payment, is a good payment for $1 million house, $1.1 million house? If those facts are true, we still have due diligence. Don't get me wrong. Just because we sent the agreement or just because we agreed on a price verbally on the phone don't mean all of our due diligence is done. This is where some people get hung up, going, oh my gosh, what if they say yes? And then what if I send this agreement? What about the $3,000 a month? Well, number one, if Tim wants to, shoot, we may partner on the deal, or one of the other coaches may partner with him if he wants to. But between here and there, we are definitely going to find out if those things actually work. All right? So here's what we're going to look at. Let me see if I can share this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Give me 1 second. Figure out this tech piece. Okay. Did that work? I think we got it. All right. Can you guys see my calculator? All right. This is a calculator I made. We're going to make a updated version soon as well. This is a calculator I made for my VIPs. So in this case, purchase price, $939. Always talk about the 3 paydays, right? Up front, it'll end back in. Retail, 1.1. Now, again, we still have, this is not a done deal. This is not even a sure deal. This is all contingent on him and his wife wanting to do it. I'm just breaking it down. This is what goes through my mind. This is how I want you to analyze deals in under 5 minutes so you can move on to the next one. Because if the deal falls through, we'll be on to the next one. No harm, no foul. If it goes through, well, then, gosh, maybe there's some profit to be made there. Down payment to seller. We're paying the closing costs. Monthly payment to seller. He already proposed $3,000. Rent, I'm going to anticipate is $4,000. Well, that didn't work, did it? There we go. Missing a zero. It makes a difference. So this deal is excellent overall. This is why we want to run these deals down. So assuming that Tim buys this house, assuming for $939 for $3,000 a month and can get $4,000 a month rent, here would be the potential profits. Now, will it work out just like this? No. I can almost guarantee you it will not work out exactly like this because no deal ever goes perfectly as planned. I guarantee you somebody will come along with more up front, less a month. Somebody will come along with less up front. Somebody else will come along and offer less. Something will always be different than our analysis. So for my thinker brains, yes, you're right. It's not going to go perfect. Except if it works out, if the numbers, we can make good money even with less than perfect numbers, now we have a potential deal. All right, so this is how we're going to analyze deals. Consistently asking questions. The takeaways. I'm going to read the takeaways, and then we're going to wrap up. By the way, guys, this is so fun. You guys having fun doing this yet? You realizing doing these calls is really, really simple. Not necessarily easy, but really simple. Guys, oh my goodness. It's simple when we ask the right questions. All right, so Vanessa says less than 2 years, isn't that more taxes? Yes, I'm guessing that's what he was referencing. However, there can be benefits to selling on owner finance. I would always tell them to consult with their CPA. In his case, he probably already has. Leo says, yes, I believe so. Need to be in the home for 2 years. Cool. Marilyn says there are exceptions to the rule. Yes. Tax discussions. All right. This is good. Let's see what else we got. I'm looking for takeaways, guys. Exploring the comment section. Oh, this is good. Todd says the more calls that I see and hear, the more I realize that the calls are less scary. We're just asking questions to see if we can come to an agreement. You're exactly right, brother. Do you ever remind them of the tax savings by selling on terms? Yes. So the biggest temptation for my action brains, the people who are just like trying to get to the freaking close, is going to be skipping really important details. The biggest challenge for my thinker brains is going to be sometimes you are feeling the need to give a seminar. I'm going to ask, did you see, brother, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Did you see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Sad, man. So the calls, you get on the phone with them and you're asking questions. Now, for example, if Todd says to me, hey, I need another year because of the tax situation, if he's bringing that up, then yes, I'm going to take that as my cue. Well, by the way, the seller, Ray, sometimes you will actually make your tax situation better selling over time. Is this something you talk to your CPA about? I'm not a CPA, don't claim to be, don't know anything about it. So when I share, and I say that loosely because, again, I'm not a CPA. I can't give legal advice. I can't give financial advice and all of those things. At the same time, I want to plant the seed that, hey, man, it's probably going to help you out on your taxes. You should check with your CPA. So be willing to give pointers, be the guide, be the professional without giving seminars. Joey says, how do you determine if it's a good monthly price? Rentometer.com. Rentometer.com is a good baseline to go through and look at the rent. There's two strategies I use for rent. One is just looking at the onlines. Through rentometer.com, through whatever houses around it are for rent, just looking around. And then secondly, I look, if I need to, I'll hunt up a local management company and say, especially after I have a contract, and I'll say, hey, I'm looking to possibly buy the house on 123 Main Street, and I was just wondering if you guys were to manage it, what would you charge for rent? And I get the rents that way. Joey says, how would you determine how much the monthly rent you can get out of it? Awesome. Just answered that question. Leo says, I like these exercises. So do I. I believe that's part of your success is confidence and making the conversations very casual. Good stuff. So here's the other point. I say ask great questions, and this is the point I want all of you guys to take. For those of you who are experienced in real estate, you're already comfortable with conversations. It's just understanding more and more that there's so many cool ways to structure these deals. For those of you who are experienced, or brand new, and you're struggling with the calls, it is just that. It's having a conversation. Imagine that you're sitting at grandma's house having a chat, or you call grandma and you're asking her questions. It's just a conversation. I'm not terrified. The other person at the other end of the phone isn't going to come through and do something bad to me somehow. I'm just asking questions. I'm just having a conversation. They said they want to sell their house. I'm just seeing if I'm a fit to buy it or not. And so when you look at it in that way, it takes out the fear of, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? What if I say the wrong thing? What if this happens? What if there's no messing up? You're having a conversation. You talk to your mom or your brother, your sister, or your kid. Like, you're not going in there going, oh gosh, what if I say the wrong thing to them? It's just the fact you're having a conversation. So just have conversations. Don't give seminars. Don't over-explain. Ask great questions and be willing to answer questions, usually with questions. Why? Because I want it to be a win. It needs to be a win for Ray. If Ray can't get what he needs out of the house, then we shouldn't buy it. He should do something different with it. Except if he needs to get gone from this place and he's ready to be done with it, and we can provide a solution by paying him over time, and because of what we know of being able to go find people who need time to qualify for a mortgage and put them in the house after we buy it from Ray, everything becomes simple. Money is math. All right? Ask great questions, get to conclusions rapidly, be willing to do the pause, and don't get caught up overthinking or giving seminars. All right? We have nothing to hide. We're totally transparent. I'm fully transparent with sellers, buyers, with everyone, except don't give seminars. If you're a yapper, for those of you who, as they say, have the gift to gab, you're going to be tempted to get on the phone and to talk for 27 freaking minutes about nothing. Get to the conclusion already. All right? So what do I want for you? I want you to go online and go find yourself some more leads. I want to be dialing your leads. If you're in the VIP, you already have the link. Make sure that you are submitting those leads. If you are in the coaching and working with us, for those of you who are watching on the live stream, you can email us at grow@truka.com and figure out how you can join, grow@truka.com. All of you, mark your calendars. November 7, 8, 9, Dallas, Texas. Be there. I'm going to be dialing leads live. I'm going to be showing you how to find deals, close deals, negotiate them, lease option them, sell them, get the most out, introduce you to private money, and much, much more. All right? We got a lot to get to. It's going to be an awesome day. Happy Wednesday. Make it the best week ever. I'll see the whole crew next week. Same place, same time. Make it a great day, guys. Bye for now.